Hey guys, welcome to our coding channel. We would go through different approaches of solving the maximum subarray problem. Here is the problem statement. Given an integer array nums, find the contiguous subarray containing at least one number which has the largest sum and return its sum. In the example, we can see that the largest sum is 6. We can solve this using different ways. First is the naive solution using the nested for loop. I am leaving it for now. You can try it by yourself. Second is the divide and conquer method. Let's start with divide and conquer method. In this method, we will divide our problem into subproblems, find the solution to these subproblems, and merge the solution while traversing back to reach the final solution. Here is the algorithm. This is a recursive solution wherein we would divide the given array into two halves and return the maximum of the following three. First is the left half, second is the right half, and third is the cross sum. For finding the cross sum, we would find the left subsum, which is the maximum sum starting from the midpoint and ending at some point on the left of the mid. Similarly, find the right subsum, which is maximum sum starting from the mid plus 1 and ending with some point on the right of mid plus 1. The final cross sum is the addition of the two. Let's see it with an example. Here is our input array. We will divide the array into two halves. For this, we use pivot. Pivot is generally the midpoint of the array. The left half is the array from starting index to the pivot element, and the right half is the array from pivot plus 1 till the end. Similarly, we would divide our array further till we have individual elements. For now, let's take the left half of the array and traverse upwards, merging the solution from the subarrays. We will start working with the element -2, 1. The pivot will be -2. Left sum would also be -2 as there is only one element in the left subarray for this array. With the same logic, right sum will become 1. Coming to the new part, the cross sum. For this array, the cross sum would simply be addition of both the elements, which is -2 plus 1, that equals to -1. The maxim becomes the maximum of left sum, right sum, and cross sum, which is 1. So, if this was our input array, then our answer would be 1. As -3 is a single element, the maxim remains -3. Moving upwards, from the previous subarrays, we have already calculated left and right sum. As 1 is our pivot element, the left subsum would be the maximum sum starting from the pivot and ending on the left. So, while traversing to the left, the first left subsum will be 1 itself. The second left subsum will be the sum of pivot and its left element. So, the left subsum becomes 1. As -3 is the single element, the right subsum would be -3 and the cross sum would be -2. Maximum of all is 1. Similarly, we will calculate for the right subarray. I would suggest you to solve the cross sum for the highlighted array by yourself so that you can fully understand the working. Refer to the solution if you are stuck. Going forward with the same approach, we will solve the right half. At this point, we have the left sum and the right sum for our input. We will now solve the cross sum. I would suggest you to pause the video, calculate the cross sum, and then resume whenever you are ready. If you have got the same result, congrats, as you have fully understood the working of this algorithm. If not, don't feel disheartened. Let us solve the left subsum together, then you can try it for the right subsum. Starting from the pivot element and moving left, we will calculate the sum at each index. Now we will take the max of all the sums we have calculated, which will be our left subsum. I will suggest you to calculate the right subsum by yourself. The final answer would be the max of all, which is 6. We will now move on to a different approach to solve this problem. This is how the algorithm will look. We would initialize two variables, current sum and max sum, with the first value of the input array. Current sum would hold the local maximum sum. Max sum would hold the global maximum sum. For each input element in array, we will update the current sum with the maximum of either the sum with the current element or the current element itself. Maxsum would be max of itself or the current sum. The result would be the maxsum. Let's take the same input array. This is the initial stage for both the current sum and the max sum. The current sum would be the maximum of its sum with the current element, that is minus 1, or the current element 1 itself. So it becomes 1. Similarly, max sum would update to 1 as it is the maximum of current sum and max sum. Similarly, we will iterate through the array and update the current sum and max sum. The final value in max sum is our result. Let's go through a more popular algorithm. This algorithm uses dynamic programming. It is similar to the greedy algorithm with one difference. Instead of storing the current sum in a separate variable, we will update our input array. This is how the algorithm would look. We would initialize maxsum with first value of the input array. Maxsum would hold the global maximum sum. Starting from index 1 for each element, if the previous element is greater than 0, then we would update the current element with the sum of previous and the current element. Maxsum would be the max of itself or the current element. The result would be the maxsum. Let's take the same input array. At this point, initial value of maxsum is minus 2. We will start from index equal to 1. As we can see, num0 is less than 0 and it does not satisfy our condition. So we will not update the current element. The maxsum will be updated to 1. Moving forward, we will update the input array and the maxsum using the same approach. The value in maxsum is our result, which is 6. Let's take a look at the complexity analysis for all these algorithms. The divide and conquer has the time complexity of O of n log n and its space complexity is O of log n. For both greedy algorithm and Kadane's algorithm, the time complexity is O of n and space complexity is O of 1. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. If you want me to do a video on one of your problem statement, please let me know in the comment section.